I've just been sorting through some old magazines. I've got old GMTV magazines, Hellos, OKs, and one person who's in here quite a lot with me is Penny Smith, the lovely, very beautiful Penny Smith. You might remember she used to do the news on GMTV, she did it on Sky, and now she does the breakfast show on BBC Radio London. She's a wonderful friend of mine, but she's really interesting and really completely bonkers. She's the only person I know who actually used to read the dictionary and come in with a new word every day and then test you to see if you knew what it was. In fact, I asked her about that because I took a camera and I went down to her apartment in London and we just sat on her stairs and chatted, and I thought it might be something that interests you because she is quirky, she's funny, she's very clever. And this is what she said.
There we go, look at us.
Who would have thought this? That you are the person who used to study the dictionary and come in with a new, really long word every day and bamboozle us with it.
I love that.
Why?
I don't know why, but I read a word many years ago, which I still
Just
love.
a word.
Sesquipedalian.
What's sesquipedalian?
It means somebody who likes long words, or, as it was described to me the other day, somebody who uses long words when a short word will do. But you see, the thing is, I love long words. I don't necessarily use them half the time because I'm not totally sure how I should use them, or, secondly, how to pronounce them. Up until I was 28, I think it was, I used to pronounce ubiquitous.
I prefer ubiquitous actually.
I think ubiquitous is lovely. So I've always mispronounced words, and ever since I was a kid I've always mispronounced because I read more than I said. So for example, mizzled instead of misled. And in fact, as soon as I discovered it was misled, I thought, do you know what, I prefer mizzled.
Mizzled. I think one should always be mizzled.
Well, no, one should never be
Never
mizzled.
be mizzled, actually, you're right.
Actually, sesquipedalian for me is something I genuinely like, the look of a long word. Don't necessarily think one should use it necessarily. You know, it's like that sort of word, like valetudinarian. Should you use that, or should you just say old people? Well, old people, essentially. So
valetudinarian?
Valetudinarian. V-A-L-E,
okay.
valetudinarian.
So you say, oh, you valetudinarian, you.
Well, it wouldn't be very kind, would it?
It'd be very true, though.
Our case, love.
But I don't know how you remember them, because I always want to remember things and it immediately leaves my brain.
Yes, but then you see, if you ask me other things which are perhaps more important than knowing long words, or words that are interesting, like temesis, which is T-M-E-S-I-S, which means one word inside another. So like fan blooming tastic is a temesis because it's a whole word splitting another whole word. And the thing is, you know, when are you going to use that, apart from if you're showing off to somebody and say, oh, that's a lovely little temesis you used there, or that's a nice little temesis, in which case people go, oh, really, do you think so? But ask me if I remember other things that are perhaps more important, like, you know, well, general knowledge, politicians. You know, whenever I see on University Challenge, for example, I can generally answer at least, let's say, one question.
I think that's doing very well, actually.
So I would be hopeless, and periodically I get asked to do Celebrity Mastermind, and I generally say no because I think I'm a bit thick.
Have you ever done it?